Hello again, YouTubers. 'Tis I, Kurt. I said I was going to post a video about my next build, and by God, I finally got around to it. Might have been 5 months after I finished, but better late than never, eh? So, even though I'm not finished with it to this day, but as I said, technically. The reason for that is originally my plan called to completely repaint the inside and outside. Inside I was going to use a rubberized finish akin to what you dip on plier handles. They have it in both a dippable form and also a spray can. And on the outside I decided to use primer, a high gloss black, and a crystal clear enamel, a spray can. I did all that and it came out alright. It completely stripped off the original finish and primed and put probably 5 or so coats on. In fact, I had to redo several coats because I wasn't happy with how they came out on certain panels. But anyway, overall it came out alright, but basically I realized I wasn't going to be truly satisfied with it unless I had an automotive quality paint job on it. So I sprung for a DeVilbiss Finish Line 3 spray gun, and even got a stage 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3 filtration system for my air compressor and all that. I'm set up to paint cars. I'm an assembly line ready to go with nothing assembled. But obviously, if I were only going to be painting just this one case, that would certainly be extravagant. But I have several other projects I have planned for using that spray gun. So I've got a rock buggy project I'm building that I'm going to use that extensively on. So it's not a single project extravagance. So I'm not too worried about it sitting around. I'm not just wasting money on it. However, I just haven't found the motivation to completely tear the system apart, to repaint it, since it is basically complete. It's been, I've been using it ever since I finished it about 5 months ago. But at some point, probably whenever I do my next upgrade, I'll likely go ahead and tear it apart, because it really only requires a couple of rivets to be taken off to remove the top panel, but that will require me removing the radiator and a whole bunch of other things. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to the actual system, shall we? As I said, the spray can paint job didn't come out completely satisfactory, but I think by the time I take it back, prime it, use a House of Color base black with Metajewels Platinum Flake and a clear coat over that, I think that'll just about solve any issues of the paint not being snazzy enough. Start with a quick rundown of the specs. Intel QX9770 overclocked to 4 GHz, G.Skill 4 GB, DDR3 1600 MHz, timing 77718, EVGA 790i FTW Digital PWM motherboard, EVGA GTX 280 video card. It's overclocked to 756 core, 1566 shader, and 1296 memory. North Bridge and South Bridge are water cooled with EK blocks, and the Mosfets are cooled by a Bitspower block. Originally it was a Coolant's universal block, but I didn't like the way it just didn't mount very firmly, so I got this much better Bitspower block. CPU is cooled by a DTEK Fuzion V2 with a quad-core mid-chamber insert. The GTX 280 is cooled by a EK front and back full coverage nickel-plated blocks. Also, I forgot to mention the Sound Blaster XFI Fatality Platinum, or whatever the hell it is. Anyway, the pump is a Swiftech MCP 655 that I've modded with a Bitspower mod kit, which is the body, and also a mod top, which is essentially just a machine top that gives you multiple exits instead of the the 90-degree inlet and outlet that comes standard. As you might be able to tell right here, if I were to have the outlet coming out the top, it would hit my window there. So the hard drive is a Velociraptor 300 gigabyte, and I also did the same custom mod of a viewing window there for my Raptor, so it's visible. Power supply is a Corsair HX1000W. As you can hear, the noise is certainly a lot less. All of the fans are Cooler Master 120mm dual ball bearing fans. The radiator is a Pfizer company 360mm exchanger with 3 more Cooler Master 120mm fans. I've got some ASUS 20X DVDR, 48X CDR, etc. A little memory card reader, and also floppy. As you can see, my power button there is a little bit messed up. I have replacements for it, but I haven't bothered putting them in because I'm going to have to change all that when I repaint. So the system's just sort of in a stasis right now until I get up the desire to tear it down and paint it. Really, the only thing major that has to be torn down is removing this top panel. It has 2 rivets at the back and 2 rivets at the front, but the major problem will just have to be removing the radiator and probably using some zip ties or something to strap it to the chassis, or I could just drain the whole system and take it out altogether. Either way. Other than that, the front panel, the 2 side panels just snap off. They don't have any rivets, or if they have anything, it's a thumb screw. So that's a very simple thing. But I'm just, the system already took more time than I wanted, and I'm not too keen on tearing it down again. But anyway, the monitor and the keyboard and the mouse and my sound system are the same from the previous system, but yeah, this is the new system. So leave some comments and subscribe if you want to. Thanks.